Slow down.
Say what? Yes, I can be the focus on the book.
Oh, let me be Rundatrax. Oh baby wow, make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. Wow, baby wow. Make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. Yeah. Spiritual girl, spiritual. Me no go act like we seen it all. See your hands, girl, me no go for it. Yeah, me no go fall in love. Spiritual girl, spiritual. Me no go act like me seen it all. See your hands, girl, me no go fall. Yeah, me no go fall. So me say, come my baby, oh yo yo. Tell me something I don't know. Drop my head, come to my room. So come my baby, oh yo yo. Tell me something I don't know. Drop my head, come to my room. Oh baby wow, make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. Wow, baby wow. Make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo.
Dance, sumobi, international flexing. Be my blessing. I go buy you Bentley. I just care my baby. My baby fine, oh. I see my baby sweet, oh.
Are you with me?
I pull up in the Lamborghini, yeah. Me, I run the tracks. I see, Guinea.
Oh baby wow, make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. Wow, baby wow. Make you no leave me, baby wow. Make you no go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. International flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Not only you fit impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo.
Yes, I can appreciate your focus for everyone. Rundatrax. Sound it.
One plus.
Ayo Toya, where you at? Ayo Toya, where you at? Ayo Toya, where you at? We at the Toya V Show.
That's not right. That's not right, y'all. I'm so sorry about that intro, but we about to do this.
Relationship advice.
We about to do this the right way because for some reason it's playing both at the same time. All right, y'all, here we go.
Ayo Toya, where you at? Ayo Toya, where you at? Ayo Toya, where you at? We at the Toya V Show. We got the hot topics, banging interviews, relationship advice. We got the good news. We got the hot topics, banging interviews, relationship advice. We got the good news.
Say what? Dance like a piece of the box. Sonic.
Oh, let me be run the track. Oh baby wow, baby wow. Make you not leave me, baby wow. Make you not go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. Wow, baby wow. Make you not leave me, baby wow. Make you not go, my baby wow. Because I want you, baby wow. International flexing, flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Only you get impressed. No matter what they do, only you be my boo. International flexing, flexing. Baby, come be my blessing. Only you feel impress me. No matter what they do, only you be my boo. Spiritual, let's go spiritual. Me no go act like we seen it all. See your hands, girl. Me no go fall, yeah. Me no go fall. Spiritual, girl, spiritual. Me no go act like me seen it all. See your hands, girl. Me no go fall, yeah. Me no go fall. Come my baby, oh yo yo. Tell me something. I don't know. Tomorrow. Come my baby. Oh yo yo. Tell me something. Come my head up. Oh baby wow, baby wow. Make you not leave me, baby wow. Make you not go, baby wow. Because I want to, baby wow. Wow, baby wow. Make you not leave me, baby wow. Make you not go, baby wow. Because I want to, baby wow. International flexing, let's go, baby, come be my blessing. Only you can impress me. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. International flexing, baby, come be my blessing. Only you can impress me. No matter what they do, only you be my boo. Damn, baba, let's go. Sumami, hey. Shout out Danagog. International flexing, be my blessing. I go buy you Bentley. I just came my baby. Oh, my baby fine, oh. Let's go, hey. Oh, my baby sweet, oh. Damn baba, Danagog, let's go, hey. I pull up in the Lamborghini. Let's go. Me, I run the track, let's go, hey. Oh baby wow, make you not leave me, make you not go, because I want to, wow, baby wow, make you not leave me, baby wow, make you not go, my baby wow, because I want to, baby wow. International flexing, baby come be my blessing. Only you get impressed. No matter what you do, only you be my boo. International flexing, oh yo yo. Baby come be my blessing, oh yo yo. You get impressed me, oh yo. No matter what you do, only you be my boo.
Yes, I gotta present it up on the Run the track. Sound it. Stop playing with me. Rockstar. Eva, yeah. You really took me back to like.
Yes. And you just heard right here first on the Toya V Show, Rundatrax music.
Sound it there. That's like an episode. Go
ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, the second episode, go punish focus on Rundatrax. Sound it. Yo.
What did you just? All right, Rundatrax.
I get that a lot.
I know. Okay. So let's get to this. Right? You have this flavorful self. Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yes.
I'm from Zion. I don't really give a lot of interview about myself, but
see, that's okay. That's why I'm here to help you.
I'm pretty much gonna say a lot that's gonna really inspire her. A lot of people.
Hey, that's what we're here.
Summary. So I was born in Ekiti local government of Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born to Deaconess, the late Deaconess Sarah Prince Afar, and my birth was a miracle.
Your birth was a miracle?
Yeah, because I had passed on. I wasn't born alive.
You wasn't born alive?
The doctor pronounced me dead when I was born, and my mom had, in that shock or whatever happened, she passed. So my mom died praying. So I came back to life, but my mom was gone for 9 hours. So then,
y'all hear my...
So then, the prayer people prayed a lot for like overnight.
Okay.
Then my mom came back to life.
Your mom came back to life?
Yes.
What?
So yeah, I was born I remember the story is like a template in my village. You know how before social media, we had like where I come from, that heavy stories, word of mouth during the marketplace. Or,
right.
It was a major story where I come from. So yeah, my mom came back to life. So I was born 8th of May, 1982.
Oh, 1982. Yeah. So he older than me, y'all. I'm used to being the oldest person in here all the time.
No, I'm not young. I'm an OG.
Yes, OG. Okay, so you're telling me, I gotta repeat this for the people in the back. So you're telling me you were born dead.
Yes.
And then your mom prayed, and then she passed away.
When she prayed and I came back to life, she didn't know she had passed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And so overnight,
for 9 hours.
So overnight, people were playing, and she came back to life.
Yes, her mom, which is my grandmom, didn't want to believe that
believe that she passed,
because her grandmom that was with her saw me come back to life.
So okay.
She know that. I mean, her grandma was a prayer warrior too. So she went call her prayer warriors. People, everybody came from the farm, from the market. They're like, boom, they started praying. They prayed for overnight. My mom came back to life, and before she did that, it was raining. The kind of rain that never rained before, where I come from. Yeah. So my grandmother fell into a ditch, but she came. It was like a strong story. So yeah. So I was born in polyclinic in Eket local government. It was a missionary clinic in Eket local government in Akwa Ibom State.
Akwa Ibom State.
State. So we have the oil. We are from like Niger Delta. We like by River State and Cross River State. So yes. So yeah.
Okay. So so tell us about how you got into music.
I think I got into music by hereditary. My late dad was a musician, but you know what I'm saying, he was a soldier too. So pretty much started making music when he was in a military band.
Okay.
And then he was an expatriate, like electronics. So he would just the military part took over. He had to marry and all of that, but he was still doing music for himself. He used to play for us on Christmas. So when he was 59, he went to do his masters in music. So he did.
So what instrument did he play?
My dad played almost every instrument. Like I have my dad's record.
Oh, okay.
It's just my dad never for some reason when he made up his mind to focus on music, he felt like it was late. So he never made it out. But he had an album though.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you have no sound. It's because that person had called.
I don't have sound?
Yeah, don't have sound. Can you hear me on my my Instagram?
Okay.
Bring
my phone. I know what it is. I have to take it out from the thingy. Thank you.
So
everybody want to hear me speak.
They're supposed to.
Can you hear me now? There's a appreciate go punish if I was on the run the track. Sound it. Hold on.
Might have to start it over.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're gonna follow. Like when people know, I don't be doing interviews though, cause I have a whole lot. That's all I would say.
You're recording. Yeah, you didn't push the right one. But as he's getting his phone together, so basically, your dad was he plays all instruments, and he was in the military band, and then you said when he got to like. He got to 59. He went to
he did a degree in music.
Okay.
He did his master's in music.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So that worked. So my dad was a lead musician. He had his album, and I think at the point I'm going to remix his album. I'm going to reproduce it.
I think you said you're late, so he has passed.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Like the last 3 years been very challenging for me. So first my daughter's mom had passed during the COVID time in Nigeria. Then my dad, then my mom. So I buried my dad like 2021. I buried my mom last year November. Oh wow! So I've been like
going through a lot.
Trusting God more.
Yes, that. So okay, we gonna get back to that. We got to go back to this childhood of yours. Okay, so when did you start it? What was the first instrument that you played?
My first instrument was the drums. So in my church, my mom was like a woman leader in church. So we always just go to church a lot. So I started playing in church. But then my own first instrument that I owned, that I made for myself, I made it with a can. Okay. So I always have a can, and I always have like this kind of material. That's why I love it a lot. Okay. Or material from the umbrella, if you know that. Yeah. So you just open the back of the can and take that material, size full, measure, and put it on. Then take the rubber band. And
stick it around there.
Stick it around it and stick it as much as you want to tune it as tight as the sound that you want to produce.
Right.
You have a drum.
Okay.
So you have another one. Then you put it all together with like a stick stand. You figure it out. Boom. Boom. That was 3 years ago old when I had my first setup.
You had your first setup. Okay. Okay. All right. So you said 3?
I was 3 years old.
And you made the drums yourself at 3?
I had seen
That's what's up.
People in my village just do it, so I was just around that.
Okay,
it was natural.
Says my first instrument was a saxophone. Yeah, you should come and interview too, DJ Dime. Anyway, so let's get back to you. Okay, so now we making our own drums. Okay, now tell me what's the next step from there. What happened in school? Did you get into band?
So in school, I'll tell you what, my mom was a teacher. So she had taught for over 40 years. So she was like a legendary teacher. She taught like many people, like prominent people from my place. So there was nothing like you can music. We was like, being a good child have to be with you being good at school. So we was cool. I only had privilege to do music when I go to church. So that made me go to church a lot with my mom.
Oh, okay. Because you was like, you want to play.
Yes.
Okay.
But then, when I got to middle school, secondary school, so I did very good during my, jazz history. Man, in my village, my village is very typical with music, like cultural music. But my mom, I had always played around the village, different cultural setup in the village. But because the strongest ones, the topmost ones was like, so they had like, you gotta like be part of some kind of like
band or
no,
club.
You gotta initiate yourself, like
okay.
You gotta like go to that, so my mom didn't want me to be that into that.
Okay.
So but I would always sneak out and play with the cultural masquerade. I would play with the masquerade a lot. At the time, the first time I ever made money for music, I sneaked out and I played with the masquerade.
How did she find out? How did she find out?
She didn't find out. So we had our own masquerade gig. So because we were always playing soccer at the village square, so they know I was playing church. They're like, okay, why don't we form our own masquerade gig?
Right.
So we had like 3, 4, 5 of us.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna wear the masquerade mask. So we went to the market. We said when we bought the masquerade mask, so we just bought the first drums, and we did realize that thing looked good. While we were rehearsing, trying to like figure it out, somebody heard it from afar and just dropped money. We were like, oh. So we started going around.
So you started moving.
But I didn't go first because, you know what I'm saying? I was just so scared of my mom. My mom is, oh God bless her soul. I love her, but she was like a terror. You cannot even do
Nothing wrong.
My mom was a typical African. My mom was holy. If I think I've seen anybody that's holy in this world, I think it's my mother.
Your mother?
Yes, she was super straight up holy. She would beat you. she would beat you up in church and go back and function.
You said she'll beat you up in church.
Yes, I was her most stubborn child. You know. So the day I actually made my first money was, so I always used to hawk for my mom. So we used to sell. So my mom was a farmer too. So she would have vegetables during harvest. So
right.
we would take it like portion by portion, and put it on like a tray, and go to the market or buy it. We just hunk around, you know. So at the time, so I went to play football, and I had finished selling my market.
Right.
But somebody stole my money. So I was like, I know that was terror. Like, you don't even understand. I can even right now as I'm talking about it, I'm just afraid. So I had to make an alternative. I was a good accountant. My mom always asked me money at the end of the week. So what's the weekly sales?
Oh, okay.
And the following day, I'm like, guys, we need to get out. We played and I made money. And I put
You
that money
put it, act like you didn't even do it.
And I was
that
young.
was God.
Yeah, I was young. I was like, 10, 9, 10, 11, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we talked about you in secondary school. Now, what happened from there? Like, did you go to college?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about that.
So secondary school was straight up like, you have to have some certain grade, but I had met with some rich kids that were spoiled in school because, when you're a musician, you just attract the people that want to, rich kids because they want to hang around you because they know that, you pop for some reason.
Right, right.
So I just started going out with them. So at the time, I went out for a gig and I was drunk. So
you was drunk?
I was drunk. I came back to the school drunk. But I had made money in that gig though. So I vomited in class.
You vomited?
In class. It was like a national shame to my mom. So my principal then, God bless his soul, Edo Odambang, he was because he has had, imagine having like a perfect credit, then this as a principal, then you're about to retire, maybe get government appointment into a bigger,
position, yeah.
Then you don't want no staying in your school. Then this situation happened in your school and it went viral. You know how things go viral.
Oh no!
So they beat. My principal, they beat the living. Like it was a national thing. So during the because we always have like assembly.
Right.
So during the morning assembly,
okay,
they announced it. They said yes. They brought me out. And my mom came to the school and she wanted to witness it. So I was strong, because I'm just strong.
Ache, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got embarrassed in front of everybody in the assembly.
Yes.
Because you threw up in class because you was drunk.
Yes. So
was this because you were out?
I was out the previous night. I was a boarding student. So this is my SS2. So I knew my grades were good. I knew I was going to write YA.
But where were you when you did this?
I went out of school. I was in a hostel. So I was a boarding student.
No, but where? Not in the same. You left your town, right?
No. I went to primary, secondary school in my town.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. The only thing that took me out of my town was music.
Okay.
So we have oil. We have oil companies. We have like Shell, Exxon, Mobil. So it's a thing. It's a culture, If you're an influential person, your children will like go to school, make good grades, finish university, college, and just work in the oil company and just be rich,
Right.
So, but I didn't want to follow that path.
You didn't want to follow that because most people in your town went the oil route.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the easiest way to become a millionaire. But the thing is that the millionaire was just limited. There was you work in oil company, you make like a couple, like $100,000,
a year.
In a year. Then maybe you work for like 35, 40 years, then you retire. They give you probably like, $1 million, and then you don't know what to do with your life. It's just like a routine. I see the way the limitation was.
Okay.
I never really experienced a real millionaire that if Range Rover was going to pop new Range Rover, they're going to just go straight up go buy it.
Right.
They were comfortable.
Right.
But it was just like, I apart from the money, I knew that there's something in me that everybody in the world wants to see.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I was the black sheep of my family.
You feel like you was the black sheep?
What? I know that. I'm running tracks.
Okay. So we want to make sure you look this way so we can. Yeah, talk to me this way so we can both see our faces. They will see your face. So okay. So basically, okay. So now, what took you from your town? What was the next place you went from once you left your town? Where did you go next? Did you come straight to America? Did you go to London? Where did you go?
No, it's like moving from my village. So it's like so when I was going to college, I went to college with my dad, University of Uyo. Everything was all set up. You know how your parents set up your life, everything. Pick up your school for you. You know, you have a meeting. This is what you want to study. I told him I want to be a star. I don't know what that meant, but my mom would look at me like, you lost your mind. First time, my dad was in the military. Because of his military connection, he got me into the military college that, Super C was like a major military college. Man, on the day of interview, I did the interview and I told my dad I wasn't going to go. My mom maybe was mad at me. Then I went to college too because I wanted to study electronics. Okay. So in the second year of college, I just knew that this was how my life was going to go. Okay. Because, in college, you still have people from my village, my place that had their family abroad or live in Lagos, in London, that will make sure that they want their how you raise your children here. So they can see your face. Okay, good. So they want their kids to come back home and school. So I met a lot of people in my first University of Uyo. So then they were always talking about this is I saw somebody with MPC. The first time I ever saw MPC, I never saw a drum machine. So I'm like, there's something more. Joe was just calling me. Something more is more than what my parents or what I've been exposed to. Okay. So pretty much, I took off from college. I did a different college exam in Lagos. Hey God, I missed it. Hey God, I did a college exam in Lagos. I passed it. I left my college here. I went to Lagos straight. My parents didn't know where I went. You just disappeared, bro. I went to my dad. I was talking to him to give me some money. My dad never wasn't really nice at me. He trained me hard. One day I got mad, so I just took his money. Straight up, I took his money. Went to Lagos. You stole your daddy's money, man. Straight up, I took his money. Went to Lagos. I started my own life. Went to school. Registered in school. He didn't believe it. I was in school until a year after he came to see my VC, the. Hey God, my dad is a gangster. So he was so proud of me though. But then I just made a decision. I'm like, I'm somebody that I know that there's always more. Right, always more. Yes, yeah. I always go for more. That's why when you said, oh, your performance is always late, I'm looking at you like, girl, wait and see how you see how I perform today. I'm always like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have video of you. There's never a dull moment when you perform. Right. Okay, so now we're in college, you're in Lagos. How did you get to America? How did I get to America? This is funny. In Lagos, boom, I put in work. Put in work in Lagos. Wow, I put in work. I put in work. Where I can confidently say on live media right now that I'm one of the behind the scenes stakeholder of Afrobeat as a brand. Okay. I put in work. You put in work. I put it. So how long was you in Lagos before you came to America? I've been in Lagos for like 15 years. I put my whole music career. I built everything from Lagos. I served everybody. I'll be behind the scene for whoever is popping today. I'll be behind the scene for them for some reason, somehow, somewhere. Some way, somehow. I'm telling you. So in Lagos, I became a producer. So I was doing school. So I started learning how to produce with because I was only making money performing in church. So I was a drummer in church. That's how that was paying my bills. Then I started learning how to produce from Reason. Go to Computer Village, buy software, buy a laptop. Started making music, just for the sake of just trying to figure it out. Then I figured out that this was it. But then I already known the business of making music. You remember I told you back in village when I was young, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I had gathered my own masquerade group, right. So we made money. Right. So I'm like, when I started making money producing for the artists in in Lagos, it was I made Cobhams and Sukwo, I made OJB, I made legendary producers like that. So it was only them that could make money. The producers never really would make money in Lagos that much. They wouldn't make a brand name that much. So I figured that I have to have my own artist. Right. Then I got the studio equipment together. Then I got a big apartment. Then all my money would just go in there. that I was just always auditioning artists. People always sing around for me there.
Okay.
And when I went one of these occasions, I went to see my parents from Lagos. So I met my first artist that I signed.
Yes.
His name is Sugar Boy A1.
Sugar Boy A1.
Yes, Sugar Boy A1. He would have been so super big now, but for some reason he fell off with me. And started off, I just took all the whole template of my work, and I think I would say Chris Daniel blew on the template that I put together with Sugar Boy, So that was so I brought him to Lagos. I started putting it in work. So I produced my first hit with him, Sugar Boy, and that was from Mode 9. He's a legendary rapper. That's Bad Man, Give Me Bad instrumental. So that's what really got me into the limelight.
Okay.
Yeah, in Lagos as a producer. Then as a producer, I had an artist, because then I always have boys around me. Human resources in Lagos is very affordable. Once you have something, you have a value that people are looking forward to in that direction. You have people, they close from the bank, or they always come to your studio to just sing.
Right.
So I always have boys around that will just, once I'm making the beat, they were just freestyling hook.
Right.
Then, the ones that I can work with, I will work with. So that's how I started. Then one day I got a lawyer. Then I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me register my company. I'm going to start pushing you guys. Then I became a brand, because I was everywhere.
Where? You was everywhere.
I was everywhere. I'm telling you.
So this was going on for 15 years in Lagos.
Yes, straight up Lagos.
Okay, so
I made my name in Lagos. When I heard Whiskey's album title Made in Lagos, that's like the real that you can say that about me too. I made my name in Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're about to make your name here in Atlanta and make it here in the United States. You got conquer the city, conquer the world.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So now, how did you get to the United States?
America. Okay, it's a very funny but short story, pretty much. So then my label was popping, my album was popping, went on top Pepsi tour.
Pepsi tour. Okay.
Sugar Boy got an enticing offer that distracted him. He just left the label and everything went down for me.
Oh no!
I think he left at the time he was supposed to pop. Like I would say, Sugar Boy would have been like the Burner of today, because whatever Burner is doing today is what I did that time that Burner, every other people are doing today is what I did that time. That didn't make sense.
Right.
Everybody, most people actually was playing with DJ. I started playing with live. So my artists, I was always get live instruments, and when I would have gigs, I would always back them up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We started that live feel, and live always have something that adds to the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing real time. So yeah. So when he fell off, then I had investors, so I was making money, producing my own music. I mean, for other artists too.
Right.
So, and then I was invested in him. Like I had people in the radio station that was on salary just because they were pushing him. I was going everywhere trying to make sure like he was like money,
Sugar Boy.
I'm telling you, Sugar Boy A1. He's popular. You know what I'm saying? It's a story.
Is he still doing music now?
Yeah, he's doing music. What happened? The label he went to G Worldwide that blew up Kiss Daniel. So both of them fell off with the label. So I don't know, but he fell off with the label at the time. He didn't really blow like Kiss Daniel, but Kiss Daniel blew when he fell off with the label. So, I heard he fell off with the label, and that's how much
I like Kiss Daniel.
Yeah, Kiss Daniel. Yeah,
he's good.
I'll tell you this about Kiss Daniel. He's very humble and respectful when it comes to I remember when the label was trying to sign him. He brought him to me at industry night, just like at my Afrobeat night like this. So he was freestyling like, "What do you think about it?" I'm like, "Damn, Lou, where you see this boy from?" So he's very humble. I like him. Then he's very particular about his music. Last time he came here, we did something together, and he showed me a lot of respect, and that makes a lot of sense to me as far as an OG, in the industry.
Okay, so now,
how did I come to America?
Yes, you getting away from coming to America.
Okay, so the Sugar Boy, everything fell apart. My money fell down. My money was like, I had money that I put into. We had shot videos. We had a lot going on that was about to pop.
Right. Everything
went down. Then I almost lost everything. Then I had an offer from other labels, partners, like Industry Cats. I was Iyaya, Ubi, Franklin, Triple MG. Then the producer they had left and did his own thing. V-Tunes, he went blew up Shantizo.
Okay.
So they wanted like the producer, and so I came in. So I was signed with Triple MG as a producer and artist, and like pretty much doing my producer album. My first.
So what year did you get here?
I got to America in November. I'll be precise with this date, November 27, 2017.
Okay. All right. So you've been here for 6 years.
5 years now.
Well, going on 6.
Yeah, but I always go to Nigeria a lot, so.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about that. Okay, yeah.
I go to Nigeria a lot, so being in America is not really
not really your thing.
Yeah, because I have business in Nigeria, and I feel like I know I can figure out Nigeria,
right,
in the music and the music business. Well, I'm just learning a lot about what's going on in America, and pretty much letting my performance side show more.
Okay. So now you came to America. You're working for, who were you working for at the time? In 2017, you was a producer.
It was 2014. It was like for 3 years. The contract went south because he didn't. What I'm saying. How labels and things didn't just work out between the label and the artist and producer. So I just like what, I'm bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do my own thing in my own different way, because there wasn't forthcoming with what I was producing, songs that they didn't put out. And it became personal, and I didn't want. At that time, my mom had told me to just leave. She straight up told me to leave because your destiny is not in that label. So then I left. I didn't even know about to do. Then I was just left with producing my own album.
Okay.
So I started, because I had friends in the industry, so I started making records. With Diamond, Runtown. Like DJ Khaled. I was just doing DJ Khaled type shit of Afrobeat.
Right.
So Runtown, Diamond Platinums. I was just producing with, making records, my own single, fan of a fan, with, artists that were popping that I'm a fan of their record,
Right, right.
I'm particular about artists that can sing.
Right.
So then, boom, I met my ex. So my ex-wife, I met some girl, so she was from Detroit. Then she was like, boom. It was all like, the love was just all crazy. Then when she brought me to America. No, she didn't even bring me to America. She came to Nigeria first time. So we lived for we was in Nigeria for about over almost 2 years.
Okay.
Then because she had a commitment here, she has to come back. Yeah, if I love her, I should come to America.
Oh, okay.
But at that time, I had a project. I had something. I felt like I was about to blow.
In Nigeria. And you decided you left again.
I left again. I had figured out what it was to work with an artist. I had figured out what it was to be signed as a producer and artist. I had figured out what it was to be a CEO. Yeah, now I had done all of that. Then I decided to focus on myself. Boom. Then for the sake of whatever, love. And I'm like, okay. When I came to me, I was so confused. I didn't even know what to do. It was a different life. It was crazy.
So when did you move back to Detroit with her when she came back? Where did you?
Yeah, I moved straight up with her.
Okay, so you're in Detroit.
I'm in Detroit, and
so what did you do in Detroit? Did you stop doing music, or did you continue?
I was talking about music. Where she straight up told me, "Okay, welcome to America. So this is the life. So you gotta get a job. You gotta be able to take care of this and that and that." She was just going back and forth. She had a whole lot of baby daddy issues with the court, so whatever. So that it was so I got a job because I was a professional. I went to school, I got a job. But then before I got the real job, the real big job, where I had to work in the factory, off in a major position. Man, I had worked in a Mexican restaurant. I had worked my butt off. Kidding me? I had worked for 70 hours in a week.
A week? 70 hours a week at a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, I had only 45-minute break to eat. Because that was my escape. So for some reason, we just couldn't vibe as much as we was vibing in America, in Nigeria.
Oh, you and her, yes.
So the working was a therapy for us. The only thing I was like, man, okay, sure, I have to bring this amount of money in a month. So I have to work and make her target. So I give it to her and make my own target. Because now, once you come to America, it's a perception in Nigeria. Once you come to America, they feel like you hear the pot go. So everybody now wants something. So I had to balance up. So it would just work. I needed to figure out what is going on here. So I was just working when most times when me and her we don't see eye to eye, I would just call the Mexican. They liked me because I'm a dedicated person.
Okay.
You know, I'm the passion you see at what at which I play with is the passion of which I live life and I'm dedicated to. I'm very intentional.
Okay.
Yes, I don't do things for just
no reason.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so now you're in Detroit. How did you get to Atlanta? Now we're gonna get to the we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of Atlanta.
I'm telling you, for some reason, she just woke up one day. There was something just going on with, she had like men she was dealing with that, that it was just, I thought it was like an American thing. I had to just accept it.
What?
But at the time, she was just dealing with other people.
Oh, so you thought in America, so she was cheating?
I didn't see it as cheating until I figured it out.
Oh, okay. Until you realized what it was.
It was like it was a business partner, but I just up to today I can't put a title to it. But I knew that at the time, she made a statement that just made me laugh. She said there are a lot of people that are trying to be with her. That don't even mind getting me out of the way because she didn't know that she was a musician.
Okay.
She was a singer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Very singer. She's very related to a top American gospel singers, Like she's very related. I don't want to mention the name, but she was a singer.
Okay.
So she was like in between her musical career and just life or whatever. So I was trying to drive her. I'm like, look at me. I can turn sand to gold. All I need you to do is just let's rough it out. Once we rough it out and get to the studio, like I always have grace with me. Whatever, whatever I do, it just always pop. I have that grace with me. But for some reason, that just didn't work. And then one day she made a statement, we always like having an argument, something I'm not used to. So that I saw that I started keeping information from my mom, what I never did, because it was embarrassing. I couldn't tell her the America I came that it was like, hey, he's in America. It's like, I can't wait to come back.
Right.
So when she made that statement, we just like agreed like, okay, I'm gonna now. I don't think like I should just be working in Detroit with that.
Right.
Not having to just pursue my career.
Right.
So she was like, okay, let's take a break.
What the fuck is that?
Up till I came to America, I didn't know what the word separation was.
Right.
But how I was raised, divorce is an abomination.
Oh, for real?
Yes. Once you marry, you're married.
Oh, so that's African thing.
In Akwa Ibom, my culture, your culture. Once you don't marry, that's why you just cannot just marry.
Okay, so did you marry her?
I had to marry her to be here. We went to court.
Okay, so got it. So when did you have your daughter?
No, that's not the mother of my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Let's go. Okay, so that's your wife at the time. Let's take a break. What happened? So how did you get to Atlanta? Because she wanted to go to Atlanta and you went with her?
No, she straight up told me that we have to go do separation. I'm like, what is that? She's like, it looks like we're struggling and I should just go somewhere. I'm like, okay. So it was an anniversary, we went for anniversary, and we just talk about it. I'm like, wow, this thing was like what I used to see in the movies.
Right.
But I can't do nothing because I don't have any family here.
Right.
Like sitting right here in America, I have only myself here.
Right.
That's why sometimes holidays, I'll be just like low-key sad,
Yeah, I could see that.
So now, pretty much she's like, okay. I called my friend that at the time I was a label CEO and my artist was popping. Then I had employed him as a videographer. If I had brought him, moved him like from my own place here. So he had made it to Atlanta. He was like, he came to so animation school in Hollywood, So he became, I had called him like, guy, come to Atlanta. What are you talking about? Like, what you wasting? I don't care where you work. Because that time I got a big job, like in a production company in Detroit. So I was really pretty much cashing out like $35, an hour. So it was like a big deal. So it was like, okay, work more hours or get more promotions and like that's American system.
Right.
And my guy was like, bro, you wasting time. Come to Atlanta. So boom. So after I had the conversation with her, so she just straight up took me bought a ticket for me, Greyhound bus. I can never forget. And dropped me in Atlanta and the bus station. And on my road, I came to Atlanta. I called my friend. He came pick me up and put me in the hotel. I could only afford a hotel for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
At that time, it was like, when I get to Atlanta, I had to get a job immediately. I had to just be sending her money. Or I just, I have to be a man.
Right.
So
are you still married?
No.
Okay, y'all got a divorce. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like straight when I got there. 2 weeks after, she looked at me like, no. She's like, listen, she probably have somebody that. This is crazy. She's like, this thing we have to get a divorce. She's like, straight up, I'm gonna say you cannot come back to Detroit. You cannot come back. You have to figure. I've done you a good favor. Like I brought you to America, and I really applaud her for that because she did. I figured that it was a big deal. Just coming to me because then it was to me. I didn't really want to come to America because I knew that I was going to pop in
Lagos.
Once I pop in Lagos, like
it was going to bring you here regardless.
Straight up, like I already had deals on my table. Sugar Boy, when he left with deals that we were just talking about. He was just too greedy. He couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? We had the first person that ever flew private jet as a pop artist, Afrobeat artist. Listen to me, was Sugar Boy at the time, the artist, because it was then Osagi. Brought whiskey. Osagi, the manager, brought whiskey. Then boom, introduced whiskey. Then Banky W pop whiskey. Yeah. Then Don Jazzy had introduced the bunch, pop the bunch. So the same lawyer that had, it was we worked with the same common lawyer that was my financial partner. That's L&A. He helped me register the company. Then had signed a partnership deal with us. So it was like I brought Sugar Boy. So right. It was Whiskey and Sugar Boy were the young.
Two singers. Okay. And yeah.
So Sugar Boy.
Sugar Boy could have been a Wizkid.
What? It was like they knew it because wow. they knew it. Whiskey was popping. That's how I met Whiskey. Whiskey was my fan, and I had him freestyle, and we became a fan. So he knew that I'm the brain behind Sugar Boy. So we just like industry was. We were just pushing it. Then Davido came from America. Pop.
Right. Yeah. He went straight from Atlanta and blew up.
Yeah, we've done tour then with Davido, Whiskey.
Okay.
It was a big Pepsi tour, Links and Friends. That's when Tiwa came from America too. Pop, she was on that, tour too, Sugar Boy, it's on YouTube. So then when he left, everything fell off. But then I already had a legacy because I was everywhere, like I said. So just not being the producer alone, I was still like, I was working with like Matthew, the guy that started like Industry Night in Lagos. I was always working, whatever I could do with any. I was carrying speakers for DJs. I met everybody in the industry. I worked. I can't even say it. I put in work.
You put in work.
I put in work. I was passionate about it because then I was playing drums in the church, so that was paying my bills. So every other thing was to figure out what is this industry about.
Okay. So now you got here and you got into the industry. What are you? Because then what we're gonna do? We're gonna get into some more personal stuff. So now your boy brought you down here for music. What happened then?
My boy brought me down here. He had his own situation. That was so funny.
Because you said you only was able to pay for the hotel for 3 days.
Nah.
So what happened? Like what happened?
So he's like, when he was just nearly married to his own wife at that time. So he was just trying to talk to my boy is from Nigeria. He just said, my wife said no. So for some reason the wife didn't understand that that's the culture. It's a cultural thing. Like when I see, you can see a Nigerian, or you just see a brother. You can't say you can't help. America is so
selfish.
I don't know. People are so, you have to make a phone call and make an appointment to see a family. We don't do that like back home. Nah,
you just pop up.
We just like, how you have good news. We just like, who do we see? You always have somebody to pop up. We pop up every studio, like
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just like, oh yo, I'm outside your studio. Like maybe if I'm on live.
Right.
Somebody's like, oh, I'm in studio. I'm with this. Like, oh, I'm with this celebrity or whatever. Anybody can just pop up.
Right.
Like, will pop up.
It's not like we didn't ask you to come. You gotta call. Yeah. Okay. No, it's just like.
So when I came out, so the wife said, no, he can't just pop up, and I understood him at that time. So, then my money finished. I was stranded. Then I was looking for a job. Then I got the first job I got. I was still stranded. I was outside Starbucks for a Sunday Springs for 3 days.
You was what?
I was outside Starbucks Sunday Springs for 3 days because that's where there was Wi-Fi. And then I was telling my mom, listen, this is what I want you to do for me. See that one time money that I loaned you one time that I said I don't want it. No, I want it now. I want And I made a post, then one of my friends, and God bless him so much. I appreciate him. His name is DJ Zimo. He's like a legend here. So I made a post. I'm like, fuck America. I'm going back to Nigeria. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So he, at that time, thinking that, like, this guy, what is wrong with you? Like, however you came here, people are trying to be here. You are here. You just got a new green card. You just like, you're trying to go back. I'm like, because how do I figure this thing out? I don't know what is going. I can't be working. Then I was working a job.
Right.
I was working at what's the fuck? I work everywhere, like Mexican restaurants. Because I'm good in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you can cook.
My mom, that was the first skill I ever had learned from to survive. If I never had music to make money from, I'll make money. I'll cook and make money.
You cook to make money.
Yes,
you cooking or you playing music? You gonna make your bread regardless. Okay, you gonna make his bread regardless.
So then my friend, he came to me. He saw the post like, bro, you're not going back to Nigeria. He drove straight to me. Then he was really living outside town, but he had his girlfriend that was living here. Mm-hmm. And, he just took me to the girlfriend's house.
Okay.
Like, people don't really do that, but, he has history with me. You know what I'm saying? He used to, like, be a major DJ that when he comes to Nigeria, I used to be one of those producers when he comes to Nigeria, he comes to see. Because he was like the CEO. They were producing Nigeria Entertainment Awards. Mm-hmm. And, when they come to Nigeria, the legendary, the top celebrity DJs, they want to link up with them. And DJ Humility introduced him to me. So ever since, he's always been like a good friend. DJ Zimo. He was like, he put me, I was like, stay in my girl's house. I was staying at his girl's house for like about a month. While he was just always gigging outside town. Then from there, I got my first Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Then I was still working my job. Mm-hmm. So at my first Airbnb, I was there for 2 weeks. Then I got a mega pay for my job. Then I got my first roommate situation.
Okay, so you got a roommate situation.
Then, boom, I started buying equipment. Because all I did was to set up. I knew once I set up, the whole Atlanta would hear me gradually. So I started buying equipment, and that's to here. That's where I find myself now.
Okay, so how did you get into like my Afrobeats? Like you just
my Afrobeat.
Yeah, my Afrobeat night is tonight.
This story is my story. I'm just telling you summary. Like my friends that really know me, they're like, wow, yeah, they understand that. It is very, there's a lot to my story. Then, while I was at my roommate situation, I had met someone. Mm-hmm. I felt like that was like the kind of perfect situation to deal with. Then we were not married, but we just we started just we dating. So when we were dating, and I had started structuring my whole different life in music, but it never just worked out. But then I had a big ass studio, like a big ass setup. Mm-hmm. I had set up studio at Riverdale.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a big studio, like a big studio. So then my friend was always coming there, Calvin Bush. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Calvin Bush had been my friend, God bless him, from Nigeria. Like, this is kind of how close he was when he was leaving to America. He had told me, at that time I had left the label I was, so he told me, bro, no, listen, you can't you're leaving the label. Nobody really, you have to keep pushing. So he told me to take over his studio. He used to give me studio sessions for free.
Right.
So I respect him a lot. So when I was here, when I set up my studio, I called him, he came over. So we just started working together. Then he called, because Kevin is cool with Tunde. Then when Tunde came, boom. Like, it was like during the pandemic. Then Tunde went live. Then we started, we started Kolo FM. So I pretty much say that my Afrobeat is a vision that he had shared it with me, and I kind of an extension of what we had at that time, Kolo FM. And Kevin Bush was the only perfect person that I could see that, he could, push that and mentor a lot of people in the Afrobeat, in diaspora, right in Atlanta right now, to get to take it to that next level.
Right.
So when he called me, he started that with, the project with the artists that we started with. I'm like, yeah, let's push it together. So it's not like I got into my Afrobeat. I think I'm one of the stakeholders of my Afrobeat too.
Right.
Producers my Afrobeat.
Right.
And Kevin Bush is like our our
CEO.
chairman. Yeah, no, not just CEO. He's not just there. He's like a host. He's the visionary. You know
The
what I'm saying?
visionary. Yeah, that's a good word to use. Yes.
He's
Yeah, because
the
I
brand.
remember I came out the first night y'all had one, and that's when I met you, and then I brought my friend, King Kelsey, and that's when she met you as well. So they have moved to Faja restaurant right here on Buford Highway. So
I feel like
I like the fact that y'all went to a West African.
Yeah.
It made
Oh,
sense,
yeah.
even though I love the food at Farsi though. I love the food at Farsi. I had never had African food before.
Yeah.
Never. I never had food. Never had. I don't even know what to get off when I go tonight. I don't even know what to get off the plate. What do you think I should get? I don't want fish.
Okay, I'd recommend you eat meat.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fried rice and goat meat
Goat?
and plantain. That is fire.
Goat.
This is a secret. If you give me fried rice and goat meat and plantain, I might just fall in love with you.
Goat. So you think I should order goat there?
I'm telling you.
I don't know. I know beef. I don't know. I'm gonna look at the menu when I get there tonight, and it's gonna be my first time trying African music. So, can I ask you personal questions?
Go ahead.
Okay. What happened to your arm?
Okay,
What's the
good.
story
So,
of your arm?
The story of my arms is
Show them your arm, please, if you don't mind.
This my arm is a miracle. I'm telling you. Because every time I play, it's just like a fractured hand that was just made over. So I had an accident.
Fractured.
Yes. What? Like.
How did that? Okay, tell me. What?
Yeah.
What happened?
So I think I was coming from Benin to Lagos. I had a show, in Benin. So I went to Benin. Mm-hmm. While I was in college in Lagos. So I'm coming back.
Okay.
The bus line had an accident. It was a major news too. So it was 9 people died. So I was one of the few survivors, and I was sitting with the driver.
Oh, you are so blessed.
Yes. So the driver even didn't make it after he died 6 weeks because he had spinal cord injury. It was all crazy. It was just the grace of God that saved me, but I broke my hand. I had scars on my head too. I'm a miracle. So I've had
So you got that. So tell me about this tattoo on your face.
Okay, so the tattoo on my face during the treatment, because before the doctors could get to me, or before the villagers had to get axe and local equipment to axe, because we fell into the dump finally, so they had to axe me out of the car.
Yeah.
Because he was smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had internal bleeding.
Okay.
God is so good. You don't understand. So I had internal bleeding and no medical attention. So the bleeding over the time became yellow inside me. So
your blood turned yellow?
Internal bleeding, it turned like a T.
Oh, wow.
You, before medical attention got to me, it was 11 hours. The following day, before they could figure it out. You know how medical system in Nigeria is.
It's not as advanced as ours. Yeah.
Before everything, all of that could come into place, it was just God brought a miracle missionary doctor to just help me figure this thing out. I'm very thankful for it. I'm trying to tell you. So pretty much, during that time, I got so used to pain. I have a lot of energy. I was born a warrior, Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be that warrior, rescue swimmer. Mm-hmm. So some kind of strength when you're born,
Okay.
It's not like Samson, grow hair type shit, but
yeah,
in my own way.
Yeah.
Because I have, I have spiritual power, I have discernment,
Okay.
So
amen to that.
Then so now, boom. When the hand was, being fixed in the hospital, I got so used to pain. And this was the miracle word. This was the word the name my mom actually calls me. Mm-hmm. When, my dad told me a story that when I was born because then my dad was like a strong man, like a strong spiritual occultic man, my mom was born again. My dad, I don't even know how that started,
Yeah.
So then my dad didn't know what to name me because I was born on a negative day, according to the culture of whatever he was at that time serving.
And that's why you feel like you're a black sheep as well.
So he named me Desekere, meaning be whatever your destiny is. Whatever your destiny speak. Lady Cat is become what you think you desire in your heart and your destiny.
Okay. All right.
In other words, to die empty.
Right.
Meaning that you're only permitted to die after you've used up a whole lot of what you came to the world with. Mm-hmm. But my mom named me Nsikanabasi, meaning there's nothing bigger than God, because that was the miracle word she, during her, delivery process or whatever.
Right.
So I put then when I could only understand that name during my own pain that I almost died. So that was my first tattoo. So in Lagos, I started popping. So it was like a culture thing. I started like liking tattoos on people. But I didn't just want to do no tattoo just for the sake of design.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I put it on my face.
You put it on your face because you wanted to be different, because you didn't want to do it for no design.
Yes, because I wanted for two reasons. The first reason was so I can always be asked about it.
Okay.
And I always talk about it. I would never get tired of talking about it. This is how God saved my life. The first near-death experience I had, amongst other ones, this is how God saved my life in Nsikanabasi. There's absolutely nothing more than God. Nsikanabasi. So I had a font, kind of like a font, because I was kind of like a rock star font, because I knew I was going to be a rock star too. All of this was just boiling inside me. Then I put it on my face. It was like a big deal, because where I come from, to even have a tattoo in a hidden part of your leg is a big problem. But I put it on my face. I was able to pass through that with my mom at that time. It was crazy.
Your mom was pissed, huh?
Yeah, she was pissed. But I just because of what I put on the name, she let it. Just because of what I put on. I told her this is some reason. She let it slide. Because
it was the name that she named you. So she was like, I don't like it, but I like it.
She calls me Nsikan. I explained it to her. Then the other reason was, I got to a point whereby it was a big deal. Because I was getting older. And it was like, you're supposed to have made this, happen. You're supposed to make this happen. You're supposed to walk these few years.
And how old were you when you messed up your arm and tattooed your face?
This was like, I was 26.
26 when all this happened?
Yeah.
Okay,
so pretty much it was like as I got older too, the pressure of coming back, because music didn't work for me. I had been in Lagos so fast, trying to just pop, nothing really happened. Nothing really happened. I had put in work. Then my dad at the time was like, yo, my dad felt that because he didn't succeed in music, that I'm pretty much not going to succeed. So he called me to come back. So got a job, got a big government job, got a government, all company job, 3 jobs. We would come back. Then at that time, I was trying to convince them. So the only thing, I just woke up and told myself, I'm not going to ever do any kind of job.
Yeah, because it's hard for you to get a job now with a tattoo on your face.
So that's one of the reasons I put it tattoo. I was like, this music thing God's giving me, if it's not paying me, we die here. Say me and you.
Right.
So I have to make everything I want to make, because I knew that I knew I had impact from a younger age. Mm-hmm. Like right now, you see, this is in full humility, but I wow anybody that is. Why everybody? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
If Beyonce was to be here, I would wow Beyonce. Yes, when she sees me perform, she will dance. The ones she never danced before.
I feel you.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to this music break, which if you haven't listened to, it's International Flexing by Rundatrax.
Thank you. Wow, I really haven't done an interview for a minute.
Oh, let me be Rundatrax. Oh baby wow, make you no leave me, baby wow, make you no go, my baby wow, because I want you, baby wow, baby wow, make you no leave me, baby wow, make you no go, my baby wow, because I want you, baby wow, international flexing, yeah. Baby come be my blessing, now only you fit impress me, no matter what you do, only you be my boo, international flexing, yeah. Baby come be my blessing, now only you fit impress me, no matter what you do, only you be my boo, yeah. Spiritual girl, spiritual, me no go outside, we see the top, see your hands girl, me no go fall, yeah, me no go fall now, spiritual girl, spiritual, me no go outside, me see the top, see your hands girl, me no go fall, yeah.
Phenomenal Grandberry up in this day. Yeah. know, so they look on your eye. Me telling me something that I can't deny. I can't deny. Me telling me something that I can't deny. Me ready know, say the fire with it on your eye. The passion, me can't deny. Me can't deny. Me telling me something that I can't deny. I'm ready know, say you bad, though. Magical like a Manado. Came from the south with the black gold. Baby sliding on me lago. Hey, we want you for keeps. We want to give you some trips. Rewind your body and put the feeling on repeat. We want to get you for keeps. Hey, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We just want to squeeze your body, baby. Squeeze your body, baby. Please strip tease. The Africa come and squeeze your body, baby. Tease your body, baby.
Shawty, yo, just a little bit of cardio. When you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze me, girl, I'm saying don't let go, go. Whisper in your ear, yeah. Ask you how I feel, yeah. Ooh, how it feel good. Shawty, it feels good. Know it feels real good. Tell me if you do wanna get oh, I know it feels real good.
I'm ready to say you bad, magical like a Manado. Came from the south with the black gold. Baby sliding on me lago. Hey, we want you for keeps. We want to give you some trips. Rewind your body and put the feeling on repeat. We want to get you for keeps. Hey, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We just want to squeeze your body, baby. Squeeze your body, baby. Please strip tease. We have to come and squeeze your body, baby. Tease your body, baby.
Meaku.
All right, we are back in the building right here on the Toya V Show. Yes, with Rundatrax. Yo, I want to thank you. You got to come back so we can talk about more of your music. I want to thank you for, you know what I'm saying, just giving me the journey of where you come from. Like it's shocking. Cause we just touched the surface, y'all. Just touched the surface. This man was born dead.
Yes.
And now he's alive.
Yeah.
This man has almost lost his life a couple of times, but he's
pretty much.
Yes.
I think I know what people. I think not just near death experience. I know what people think before the last thing that goes on before people die. From my experience.
What is it?
That last minute, the people, I promise you, the people you wish, first of all, the people that really offended you, like, you know, first of all, it's procrastination. That's the very first thing that will happen to you. The things, like, if you never did a radio show and you had it in your spirit, you see what you would have become. Oh, your destiny will be rewinded into the future. Then you regret it. You know what I'm saying? Then the people that offended you that you could have just forgive for some reason, you see the next. You know how the people that offended you in high school, it doesn't even matter now. So that's how it will now show you that it never really mattered. Then you look for the opportunity to go back and just lick their feet and forgive them. You start regretting the things that you know, the crazy not just say religious sin a lot, but the most important thing is the person that you betrayed, the person that you navigate in your spirit or like the things that you had opportunity to make it right.
And you think about all those things.
That thing will play like a movie in your head. In your it's like a second, but then it's like you're helpless. You can't reach it. Then that's it. Then you realize that that's not you again. Then you're like, wow. Then you cannot exist again. You don't have access to repossess your body again. Right. Depending on if it was an accident, depending on you know how you died. But if you died, like, you know, because where I come from, most people die from their bed, or like, you know, people just die crazily. You know,
die in their sleep.
You die in sleep. You know.
They say that's when you have the most peaceful death is when you die in your sleep.
Yeah, it's optional. It's optional.
He said it's optional.
Listen, I'm a spiritual person, so I know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
He said it's optional.
Sometimes people pretty much listen. You in a horror movie, and that's it. You see, you know how you see a nightmare, and that nightmare is a nightmare into the real life. That's it. You're gone like that. Child. Yeah. So you need to have the Holy Spirit of God
Definitely.
with you.
Yes,
you know,
you have
so
to be filled with the Holy Spirit.
I was
Amen.
born
In the name of
to-
Jesus. Amen.
yes.
I claim that.
I was raised with power.
Yes.
I think I've
You
seen
said
a lot
your
of
mother.
power.
You said your mother was a prayer warrior. So
My
I
mom was
understand.
a deliverance minister.
Okay.
She was a midwifery. When at the time that I was going through my divorce at that time, because she felt like I hated a lot of stuff from her. She felt like I just came to America and just like allow a woman to do me anyhow. She started reading her profile to me. She said, "Listen, I was the first beauty pageant in Eket, first Miss Eket. That she had taught like two ex-mayors. They were her student when she was a major teacher, and she has taught like she was a midwifery. My mom had midwife. Where I come from, we deliver. There's nothing like C-section. C-section looks like
Yeah.
So my mom had delivered over 2,013 children. It was a record breaking. As she was a good,
Midwife. Yeah.
Yeah, she had records. She was a good woman to my dad. So she felt like, even though she was going through all of that, and my dad sometimes was an asshole, like
Yeah.
not that like was bullying my mom, but sometimes I wasn't just loving her the way she was
supposed to be loved.
So she felt like she stick around because of us, and she needed to be a good woman. That's how a good woman should do.
Right.
So she felt like the virtue of her being a good mother, that I deserve a good wife, of being that she was a good, that's the only
Right.
reward that she thinks God has for her, for
Right.
me, as a
Right.
son. So at that time, we were I'm really grounded with the word of God. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can smell bullshit from 100 million miles. I'm
But
telling you.
for real though.
I'm telling you, I know what it is. My mom was mad at me. Like, listen, I'm this kind of woman. You deserve that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she taught me in you know what I'm saying? At the time, I asked my mom, like, because I have some of your spirit, the spirit of discernment. I just know stuff.
Right.
And at the time, she just told me that where I'm supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be no pastor, because she was like, because I always know stuff. She taught me how to talk positive.
Right.
At the time, my words were so powerful. In high school, somebody had bullied me and cursed the person, and I saw the curse happen. And when the person died, I went back to my mom, and my mom said, "No, you're not going to talk like that." She took me to church. They prayed for me, washed my face. She forbids me to curse, to be out of anger.
Out of anger,
I
yes.
cursed somebody. She said, "This is how powerful
Words are.
my own words, not just not the common words everybody says."
Okay, but the words that you speak out of your mouth.
That is
because
why
you
I'm
have
forbidden
been-
on my own to do certain. There's some things I just cannot do because it will mess the glory up for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it will mess the virtue up. I just cannot do it. You know what I'm saying?
So he brought me a gift, y'all.
Yes, Rundatrax pen.
Rundatrax
That's
pen.
that's
I
one
wanna
of the things
thank
I learned from my
you.
mom. We always give.
Thank
Yes,
you
we
so
always
much.
give. You're welcome. Live a legacy.
Let them know where, because we're gonna have to bring you back so you can finish the rest of your story.
I got
Yes, definitely, because you're just down the street now.
Yeah.
Yes, my Afrobeat is only like 2.5 miles away from here, so I'm gonna be there almost every
Yo,
Thursday.
shout out my Afrobeat.
This is my Afrobeat night.
My
Okay.
Afrobeat night.
Yes,
That's one of the most powerful movement right now.
Yes, it
community right now.
Yes.
In the diaspora, America, North America, Atlanta especially.
Yes.
Shout out to Kevin Bush. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's not just like a CEO, he's CEO, COO. What Kevin Bush is like, all. You know what I'm saying? He put in that work. I applaud him a lot for that. We just behind the scenes, just like sussing it up. But so my Afrobeat new location at 5G Beaufort Highway. It's just like 2 point, like a couple.
It's a couple of miles down from the station.
Yeah. So pull up. This is only where I can give my premium performance, because now this is like an industry night where I get to see my industry colleagues. So for me, it's like what I do where my people are, I just act up.
Yeah,
because it's my people. It's my people. So if you want to see me act out like my real premium performance, pull up at my Afrobeat night.
At 5G restaurant.
Yeah, 5G restaurant.
Yeah. 5G.
We had to change venue because pretty much I think it was he wanted to be closer much to the city, and for some other reasons.
It was a little bit further away, but but y'all have to check up on my Afrobeat night. Let them know where they can follow you at.
Okay, so you can follow me. Yo, there's second episode. Run the tracks. Sound it. Listen, Whiskey sang my name, so maybe let me break down my name to you. Desekere Prince. You know, my dad's name is Prince. Afara, where I come from, Afara Okwa. I come from a village that the village name is my surname because I'm from that legacy. Afara Okwa Song Young Bombok. Then Run the Tracks is my music name.
Okay.
That is my company name too. You know, then Sound It was what Whiskey was singing when he sang my name at the time. DJ Legend.
I hear him say it. I heard him say it on some of the songs that he had when he first started.
Pop-up, So that is me. So it was DJ Spino. He's a legendary DJ. He called me one day like, "Yo, Whiskey, you're a legend. Whiskey just sang your name." So he did Run the Tracks, Sound It, Receive It, Take It. So I'm the Run the Tracks that So the streets like Lagos now. You know what I'm saying? The street Meaku, Alaba International started calling me Sound It. Because Whiskey was popping at that time. So when I was going to like Alaba, all of that in the streets, so they started calling me. When they called me Run the Tracks, because Whiskey did it, and what he said after that was Sound It. So they started calling me Sound It. So in the industry, you just have to sometimes adapt the names that what the street calls you for.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just added to like Run the Tracks, Sound It, because normally it was like off a sample. Run the tracks. So that's what a lot of people call me. You're gonna hear it, around DJ mixes. I gotta identify with that sample, with that brand. So it's like Run the Tracks. Then as I evolved and Whiskey brought that, so it was like Run the Tracks, Sound It. There has to be like a response. Yeah. So when I say Run the Tracks, answer sound it. That made me go crazy. Because I really sound it though.
Right, I feel you.
I really sound it.
So I want to thank you for coming to the Toya V Show, where I bring you the latest Afrobeat and Caribbean music. And now I am introducing y'all to what is hot in Atlanta. So make sure you check me out at the Toya V Show on Instagram or www.thetoyavshow.com. You'll see more stuff coming up. I'm on 3 different radio stations. You're about to hear more and more of these Afrobeat artists in Atlanta. I want to thank you again, sir, for coming. And if you want to see him perform tonight, go to My Afrobeats, Google 5G Restaurant on Buford Highway in Atlanta, Georgia. And we will see you later.
And thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have to say thank you to you in life, for putting this together. I'm a big fan of what you do, to 9 to 6 MIXX. This is amazing. Shout out you guys, and God bless you. Looking forward to, doing a lot with you guys,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. God bless you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
just gotta getting back to our culture that was stolen from us. All right. So
Yep. So follow me. Run the Tracks. RUN Run. D for dog. A then TRAX. T for telephone. RAX. Run the Tracks.
Sound it.
Hey, all right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm recording. Okay, it is
What's the
February
date?
24th.
Oh, I'm about to put a phone.
You don't have any events on your calendar for today.
What time?
It is 11:12 p.m.